Hello everyone, my name is Apple Guy, and welcome back to another Disneycember video. Today we are here with the third Disneycember video of 2021, and despite it being 2022, it is still Disneycember 2021. I explained that in the previous two videos though, so I'm not going to go too into that. The topic of today's video is something I actually have been really excited to talk about for a while. It was one of the ideas I came up with first when I drafted ideas for Disneycember 2021. And that is my favorite hotel on Disneyland property. I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about the hotel my family chooses to stay in every time we visit Disneyland, which as I mentioned before is about twice a year. It is the Disneyland Grand Californian Hotel. It is one of 3 hotels on Disneyland property in California, and today we're going to hop into the entire experience from the entrance to the exit, from day 1 to the final day. We're going to chat about what the hotel is like for me and my family. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. So you'll pull into the parking lot, of course, as you do when you enter a hotel, whether that be in a car of your own or a taxi. And when you get out, get your bags, and begin approaching the entrance, you will see this beautiful stained glass door as long as no one's walking through it, of course. It's very wonderful, and it marks sort of the beginning of a vacation for me and my family. It is kind of rare you get to see it closed because there are so many people coming and going, and it does take a while for it to fully close. But if you get the chance to see the entrance, it is quite the sight. I'll have a picture of it here for you guys, maybe a video, depending on what I can find. As you walk in to the right, there is the main desk. There's about 10 or 12 areas for you to talk to an employee. However, my family usually ignores that because there is an option to be placed on the 6th floor of the hotel, which is the highest floor, and that grants you access to a few special things, one of which is your own little check-in area. So we immediately make our way to the elevator, go up to the 6th floor, and check in there with the more private desk. There are 2 there facing each other, and that is for the concierge level. There's a few things that come with those benefits, and I'll discuss those in a little bit. We're going to go ahead and enter the room now, though. Now, the room I got last time was room 6111, I believe. 6 indicating the floor, 111 indicating the room number. And it was a nice room. It had 2 normal beds and a day bed, which is like a couch that converts into a bed. That's where I slept, and it was okay. You know, I'm not gonna hang too long on the room because there are plenty of reviews you can look up if you were interested in learning more about it. And to me, it's just kind of a hotel room, you know, water pressure's bad, 2 sinks, beds are okay, that sort of a deal. It's nice enough, but you really don't want to spend too much time in the room at Disneyland, so we're going to move on. The hotel has 3 exits, one of which is through the entrance, and the other 2 are into 2 different areas. One of them connects to downtown Disney, right next to the Sephora, which is about halfway if you're going from the Disneyland Hotel towards the main gate of Disneyland. And the other one is actually an exclusive entrance into Disney's California Adventure Park. There is essentially a private entrance to the theme park, which is actually super useful even if you have no plans to stay in DCA. If you have a park hopper ticket, you can go in through that gate and then cut across the Esplanade to get into Disneyland. So instead of walking all through downtown Disney, you stick to the hotel for the most part and then cut across. It's a shortened walk time. It's very useful for when your legs are tired. I think my family most often uses it to get back quicker if we're coming from Disneyland. We're ready to eat dinner or go to sleep or something. We will go in through the main gates of DCA and then exit into the Grand Californian Hotel to cut our walk time by at least 1/3. It is incredible how quick you can get to your hotel room from the parks using that entrance. Here in the lobby, there are a few things to discuss, one of which is the shop, which is a standard gift shop, and it also sells necessities. There's not too much to mention here. I bought things from this shop before. It's sort of divided into 2 sections. If you're facing the entrance, the left side of it is more for gifts. There's clothing, there's bags, there's jewelry. And on the right-hand side, there's the checkout stand as well as all of the necessities, things like medicine, food, water, in case you forget anything or need to buy anything extra. There are 4 accessible restaurants in the hotel, one of which is the Storyteller's Cafe, which is a very casual dining experience. It's something akin to Goofy's Kitchen in the Disneyland Hotel. It's very casual. You can go and get what you need for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. There's also more of an upscale restaurant called Napa Rose. That's one my family has gone to a few times. The food is expensive, and if that's what you're into, you'll probably love it. The menu rotates very often, so I can't recommend anything right now because I haven't eaten there recently. And even if I had, by the time this video is out, I'm sure the menu will already have been rethought and maybe even changed already. It seems to be pretty seasonal, but even if you were to go, say, winter 2021, the winter 2022 menu might not even be the exact same. There could be differences. One restaurant I can give recommendations for, though, is the Craftsman Bar and Grill. It's also known as the GCH Craftsman Bar and Grill for Grand Californian Hotel. There's actually two different segments of this restaurant. There's the outdoor segment by the pool, and an indoor segment that has grab-and-go items. They both serve the same food, and I believe the kitchen also supplies the food for room service, so it all kind of comes from the same location. But it's good food. I personally recommend the pizzas. They are wood-fired and very good. My family, if they were on the microphone right now, would tell you to get the shawarma. They ate that like every day. They were really into shawarma. So that's their recommendation, I would assume. Mine, of course, as I said, the pizza. We ate here a few times during the last trip, and it was very enjoyable. I highly recommend it. And then another restaurant I can talk on just very briefly is the Hearthstone Lounge, which is also the hotel bar. It is across the way from the shop I mentioned earlier. And I mean, it's okay. I haven't gone there recently, but I have eaten there before. No complaints. It's food, and that's good. If you're like my family and you're on the 6th floor, you have access to a special little restaurant area called the Veranda. They have snacks and drinks. It costs more money to get in there because you have to pay to be on the 6th floor, but everything in there is free, and they rotate all sorts of different meals. They have food for breakfast, they have a lunch, they also have like an afternoon tea, a dinner, and a dessert. There are hours when it is open and hours when there's no food. You can always go in and hang out on the couch or sit around though, and there's always drinks available. The drinks are free. There's sodas, juice, water, lots of great things. And my family usually likes to eat there for breakfast and maybe for a snack as well as dessert. Usually lunch and dinner are in the parks. However, we do eat Veranda food every once in a while. Last time we were there, they had these beef skewers that I personally thought were really, really good. And then years and years ago, they had chicken cordon bleu, which was life-changing for me. They've never had it again. Oh, something else worth mentioning. They had mashed potatoes one time, just like a buffet of mashed potatoes. That was wonderful. But they haven't had it since, at least not when I've been there. And one last thing I want to mention about the Veranda is that the staff there are absolutely incredible. My family has been going there for probably a decade now. It has been a very long time since we first stepped foot in there, and we continue to go back mainly because of the people. There are some very incredible staff members in the Veranda. Truly, a lot of people in there are actually genuinely nice people, and that can be hard to find, even in Disneyland. People kind of put on a facade, but we've spoken with these people outside of the park after hours. They are excellent people, and I want to make sure that that's a point I make. I was originally going to end this segment, but I thought about it a little more, and yeah, I have to mention them. They're absolutely wonderful. So that about wraps up the hotel for the main season. However, during Christmas, there are a few extras that they add into the hotel that I do want to mention. In the center of the lobby, there is a large fireplace, and near that large fireplace, the hotel constructs a large Christmas tree. You can take photos by it. It is generally a very central hub. There's a lot of cool events happening around that hub. For example, there are carolers that come out and perform sometimes. There's a little coffee and hot chocolate shop in the corner next to those carolers. Santa Claus comes out sometimes to take pictures. However, because of COVID, he was actually in a different location when I was there. He had a smaller Christmas tree and a little chair for him to sit in so you could take pictures. And even when all those things aren't happening, there is a giant gingerbread house of the actual hotel. It is a recreation of the hotel in gingerbread that sits near that giant Christmas tree. I believe it's the same every year. I don't think it's real gingerbread, but I'm not certain about that, so don't take my word for it. I believe there was a recipe on how they would construct it based on like weight and whatnot, but I don't believe it's actually made of gingerbread. There's some great pictures of it here. There's always different hidden Mickeys and stuff. Like I said, I think it's the same gingerbread every single year. They just kind of like reconstruct it and bring it out, but it's possible they do a new one each year. If it's real gingerbread, they have to do a new one each year, otherwise it would get really stale and gross. But anyways, guys, that's about everything that I wanted to mention about the hotel. There are things that I haven't discussed yet, like the gym or the pool, but these are things that I don't usually pay attention to when I'm at the Grand Californian Hotel, so I don't really want to speak on them because I don't feel knowledgeable. Usually, my experience at the hotel consists of waking up, going to the Veranda for breakfast, going through either the downtown Disney exit or the DCA exit, and then hanging out in the park. When I come back, I go to the veranda, get a drink, go back to the hotel room, maybe rest a little bit, and then sort of continue that cycle for the rest of the day. At this point, I have eaten at all the restaurants and I have shopped at the shop. I have seen what I consider to be everything a normal visit would entail, and I just wanted to share what I think there for you guys. I've also stayed in the Disneyland Hotel before, and truth be told, it is very similar. However, like I mentioned during this segment when I talked about the veranda, the thing that keeps my family coming back are the people, is the staff. They are incredible, they are wonderful, and I truly hope you guys get the opportunity to meet them, interact with them, and experience their hospitality for yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be all for now though. I want to thank you all so much for watching. If you have enjoyed, please hit like and subscribe, and tell your friends about my channel if you think they would enjoy it. It means a lot to me when you guys turn videos around. And I'll catch you guys all back here next time for the 4th and final Disneycember 2021 video. Until then, as always, take care.